So I really was going to talk about relaxation, and it wasn't the liquor, it's that I saw this quote from Walt Disney this week, and I realized how true it is, that we can build things, we can create things, but they don't become a reality until there are people involved. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, that we have people in our lives who are so important. And let me just tell you, I tell stories, so I just want to tell you this quick story. In the mid-1980s, before you were born, I started a business called the Aquatic Exercise Association, and it grew like crazy. It was, it was just the right time, the right place, whatever. And it started taking a lot of my time, but that was okay because Bud was working a lot and the kids were older. And then in 1992, our parents' home burned, 1992 Christmas, and we had to help them. They lost everything. And most of the load was on Ann and Tim, but Bud and I were driving 300 miles one way every couple weeks to go and try to help. And then our dad had a couple of major strokes, and it was more trying to help, but Ann and Tim still had the brunt of that. Then Bud told me he was going to start his own business, and our daughter was getting married 6 months later, and I thought, something has to give. I need more time. There's not enough time for me to be a mother of the bride or something like that. And I thought about it and decided, let me see if I can find this. Family comes first. You all know that. You all know that already, that our family has to come first. So I started panicking a little bit about what am I going to do with the Aquatic Exercise Association. We happened to have two trainers, Angie Proctor and Julie C., who were outstanding. And they teamed together and said, we'll take this for you. And we'll take your baby and we'll try to make it flourish. And they really, really did. They made it into this awesome organization. And those kids, Angie and Julie, became my kids. They, like you guys are my babies, they became my babies. And now, many of you know that we're going to merge with AEA. It's like we've come full circle. But my fear now isn't, I don't need more time for family. What I'm afraid of is that I'm too flippin' old, and I don't know if I can keep doing this. So now we have a plan for the future. Nothing's changing, but we have a plan for the future. Is Angie in here? They already had to leave. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted you to meet her or see her, but I can't tell you how grateful I am and how much she has become my family. And what I found out is that people become family. We know people in our lives who are like family, and that's what we say, they're like family. I think they're just family. They are just incredible. So I had to rewrite Walt Disney's quote, because obviously I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, he doesn't care? Okay. And then I have to tell you a story about the humpback whale. There was a female humpback whale off the coast of California near the Golden Gate Bridge. And this fisherman saw it, and it was flailing because it was all entangled with crab pot lines. Its face, its body, and its tail. And it was barely alive. And so the fishermen radioed the rescue team, and they all suited up and went out, and they looked at it and said, I'm not sure that we can do this, because as soon as we free that tail, one slap and several of us will be dead. But they stayed there and they decided to do it, just like you would. And so they're in the water, and they've got knives that curve around, and they're cutting this whale free. The guy who was working on the lines around her face said her eyes kept following him and that he would never be the same. And as they were cutting the tail free, they were very cautious, and they finally freed her completely. And she didn't slap her tail. She swam away and did a happy dance. She just swam around and sort of jumping up and down, and they were watching because they were so excited and so happy. She stopped doing that. She came back, and she nudged each one of them with her nose, very gently. And they decided none of them would ever be the same again. And I want to tell you, when I nudge you, and I know today in class I was knocking you over, but when I nudge you, when I'm there with you, I want you to know that I'm the whale. Look at how close I am. And I am nudging you and thanking you. Always, always thanking you. So, my wish for you is that you'll always be surrounded by people who will help you when you get tangled up. Those of us who are a little bit older, just a little bit older, we know that there are times in our lives when we get so entangled that we don't know what to do next. We're so overloaded. And I want you to know that there are people, that you have family. And if your issue is about aquatic therapy and rehab, look around you, this whole room. We're all here to help you. We're all here to move this field forward. We want to help you. We want to give you ideas. We want to give you plans. We want this to work for you. And I can't finish talking about this without saying, well, you know what a crazy year it's been. There were months when I wasn't sure ATRI would last another month. I mean, there's only so much you can not, yeah. And during this, our staff, Angie, Monica, Ann, Mary Jane, our volunteer staff, our speakers, they all learned Zoom. And we were pretty rotten in the beginning. And the other part is that you joined us. You jumped into Zoom, something you didn't know either. And we survived. ATRI survived because we had you. Each one of you, and I mean each one of you, was necessary for the survival. And we've made it. We made it, and it's only because of our family. So, I hope you're applauding for yourself, because that's what I have been doing. I'll be nudging each of you and see if I can knock you over, but we'll see. So I'm going to finish, because I'm not talking long tonight. I don't have much of a voice. I'm going to talk about Natalie. Natalie, beautiful, beautiful voice. She could sing so beautifully. 13 years old. She was chosen to sing the national anthem at the Portland Trail Blazers playoff game. And she practiced and practiced, and it was so perfect. And the game came, and she was nervous, and she stepped out into the spotlight and started to sing and forgot the words. And then she couldn't even get the melody. And the coach of the Trailblazers walked over. He was already standing, national anthem. He walked over and stood next to her, held her hand, and started singing with her. She got back on track. She started singing. And by the end of the song, the entire stadium was singing with her. What I want to say to you tonight is thank you for standing and singing with me. You are my family. Thank you for standing and singing.